Welcome back to our Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1. And we have finally won it on the cusp. It was tight, like I said, but I'm first going to brag a little bit. 3-1 was my prediction, and somehow it happened. Yes, I said Kai Havertz would score. He hasn't scored. I said Saka would score. He hasn't scored. But the prediction has actually come true. 3-1 at the Emirates Stadium. Beautiful performance. Very, very good performance from Arsenal. I think there were a few disappointing things. We'll talk about them later in the 5 things we learned. But this one is about the celebration, and we are back to winning ways. Manchester United still struggling this campaign, and they still have to find solutions for themselves as well. Now, let me know in the comment box below who was your man of the match. Let's go with Martin Odegaard, number 1, because he's a difference maker. And that is the difference between Odegaard and Bruno Fernandes. He never gives up. That is number 1. He never gets frustrated, and he always tries to do something special. He always tries to do something in such a game. The way we responded after that, after conceding that goal, Martin Odegaard, you needed to be precise, you needed to be on target, and you needed the absolute power, and he actually did that. So for me, Odegaard is contestant number 1 on man of the match. Number 2, let's go with Declan Rice. Obviously wins it, right? Obviously wins it because even if Gabriel Jesus doesn't score, Gabriel Jesus only scores to make sure that my predictions come true. But even if he doesn't score, Rice has won it. So Declan Rice obviously as well. And the fact that we control that midfield and the game for some parts of the game, it also shows you that he's getting to the levels where we want him to be. He's going to be a successful replacement of Thomas Partey. Let's go with Gabriel Martinelli as well, okay? Option 3. Let's go with Gabriel Martinelli. Because I think with Gabriel Martinelli, although he actually failed to beat Aaron Van Bissaka 1v1, he actually was the bright spark between him and Saka. I think Saka, for Saka, this was kind of a big game, and he has had kind of a slow start to the campaign. Martinelli, on the other side, has had a brilliant start. I think he has given Aaron Van Bissaka a run for his money. He has given Aaron Van Bissaka a reason to defend, a reason to earn his money. So Gabriel Martinelli as well, among the contestants. I think I would go with those 3. I might have gone with William Saliba, but I'm just not contented with the performance defensively. I kind of felt like we should have dealt better with those balls going through. The Garnacho one, we should have dealt better. The Marcus Rashford one, we should have dealt with it better. So I'm going to go with those 3 players, man of the match. And mine is Odegaard. I just love a captain who can actually step up. I just love a captain who can create a difference. I just love a player who can, before it's over, it is never over. It's the mentality of Martin Odegaard. It's the mentality of a player like Fabio Vieira, by the way, that we will talk about. And it's the mentality of a player like Declan Rice. So let me know, how are you feeling in the comment box below? Are you ecstatic? Are you over the moon? So let's get into the game. First and foremost, at half time, 1-1, Man United deserve a lot of credit because Arsenal were the better side at half time. Arsenal really exerted the amount of pressure you wanted. We exerted the amount of domination. We exerted the amount of dominance you want in such a game. And the way Man United, just allowed themselves half a chance and then scored from that, it meant that they had a reason to defend, but then it also meant that they could boost their confidence a little bit, a little bit more. And they actually did that. Even when Arsenal scored, even when they conceded that equalizer, you saw Man United believing. You saw Man United feeling like this could be, something special. But I want to recommend and I want to commend the way we actually responded at half time. Man United, obviously, they have lived this experience. Whenever they score, whenever Marcus Rashford scores at the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal answer within no time. And there are 3 things that Man United have to know. 1, when Marcus Rashford scores, Arsenal will respond with a chance from the left-hand side. Last time it was Xhaka, I think, crossing it in and Nketiah finishing. This time it was, I think, Zinchenko crossing it in and Odegaard finishing. But when the way we respond when we concede actually speaks volumes about the mentality of this team, and it speaks volumes about where we have been and where we are and where we are going. So recently, or probably in the past, when Man United score against Arsenal, it's over. It's game over. Arsenal fumble a little bit. We create a few fake chances. We don't take them, and Man United go on to score 3-4. But recently, last season and this campaign, we've just made sure that when Manchester United score, we respond within the next 5 minutes. And this time, it was within less than a minute. I love that. I love that about a big game. I love that about a big club. It shows that you're here to compete. It shows that Man United are not far a bigger side than we are, and they're not a far bigger side anymore, in my opinion. They don't have the quality that Arsenal have. They don't have that kind of consistent squad building for 4 years, 5 years than the Arsenal, like the way we've done it for the last 5 years. So first half, I was actually pretty much happy. I thought Arsenal controlled much of the game, and although by the end of the first half, Man United had a bigger percentage in terms of possession, they didn't actually do anything with those chances. The second half, that is what I wanted to say. That is what had actually brought me. If you have watched my video about how Arsenal would beat Man United, I talked about it. The Arsenal would have the ball. We would actually play narrow. We would definitely, close them in, and they would suffocate. Okay, it was always going to be a question of, can we create the chances and can we take the chances? Finally, that it was always going to be, that was going to be the difference. And when I saw Man United control some parts of the game, I was like, okay, I don't understand what's going on. But in the second half, Arsenal, look at that position. Before we get any further, that possession, 55% against Man United. They had 45% in this game. Arsenal, 17 shots on goal, 10 for Man United, and we had 5 shots on target. 531 touches overall for Arsenal. So it brings out what I was talking about. You've got to control this game because Man United are not interested in your possession. They're interested in playing that ball long and finding the run of Marcus Rashford, finding the run of Garnacho, finding the run of whoever is going to be playing on the wings. And that's what they're trying to do. So controlling the game meant that Arsenal was safe. Controlling the game meant that Man United could not actually create as many good chances as they would if they control the game on the other side. So I love that about the game. So let's talk about the goals. The creativity is back. First and foremost, thanks to Alexander Zinchenko. All right? Thanks to Alexander Zinchenko. I said yesterday that Thomas Partey's injury could be a blessing in disguise. And I'm not even going to say this, but we played much better with this team as compared to the way we've been playing with Partey at right back, players inverting here and there, players doing whatever we don't expect them to do. Martin Odegaard played as a number 10. Left of him was Kai Havertz and then Fabio Vieira. Eventually, right of Kai Havertz and Fabio Vieira was Martin Odegaard. That is where he's supposed to play. That is where he enjoys his football the most, right? And that's why you're going to see those goals, because it's going to be drifting from that right-hand pocket of space into the middle of the park, into the penalty area, into the middle of the penalty area. And he's going to do that all the time. That was a beautiful goal. The creation, the build-up, the execution of Alexander Zinchenko. It was marvelous. I've not included him among the players of the game because I don't think the performance was up to that level. I don't think the performance is up to the levels I want him to. But again, if you choose Zinchenko, he had a very, very great performance. So that goal, the build-up, I loved it. It shows that we still have it in us, that we can actually create good chances. We can actually, we have the ability to build from the back and come in the final third and lay off nice chances. We have not seen that against Fulham. We have not seen that against Nottingham Forest. And we didn't see that against Crystal Palace, certainly as well. Okay? So I loved that. The second goal, Declan Rice, pure magic. Saka finally. I was arguing why Saka doesn't come off, and I really, really want him to come off games. I really want him to feel that kind of pressure. I want him to feel that he's not the only player at Arsenal that cannot be taken off. I want him to feel, if I'm not playing well, the manager will take me off. If I'm not playing well, the manager can actually take me off the pitch. It will help his confidence. It will help his ambition, and it will help him just work harder, just to know that you're at the same level as the rest of the other players. But the corner is good. I think there is some kind of lack in it, because no Manchester United fan, they have done it all game. Whenever an Arsenal player was in the penalty area, they were looking to close them down. They were looking to close us down. They're looking to stop any kind of attack. And on that one occasion, where Declan Rice just gets it, and he can have a free hit, no one closes him down. And Andre Onana, although I give him my spot in the combined 11, couldn't keep that one out. And the third one is on the counter. I think Erik ten Hag will be disappointed, because he's the master of the transition. He's the master of the counter-attack. Big credit to Fabio Vieira. Big credit to Fabio Vieira. And I really wanted him to come on, okay? Because when I was speaking about how to beat Man United, I said he would be a key player, especially drifting on that left-hand side, creating chances from there. Because if you have Martinelli or Trossard on the left, and you have a player like Kai Havertz or Fabio Vieira, who is much quicker and much better and much wiser, actually, he can exploit the inner space left by Aaron Van Bissaka. And maybe that's the reason why we were struggling to create chances on the left-hand side, because Kai Havertz was not exploiting that space on the left-hand side. There was only one time where he exploited it very well. Actually, two times. One, when he actually picked up that penalty. It was a little bit soft, in my opinion. I wouldn't be really angry if it wasn't given. But it was also from the fact that Aaron Van Bissaka and Casemiro don't try to play the ball anywhere, right? But I think the VAR officials are looking at Kai Havertz, and he's not trying to play the ball. He's actually trying to find a penalty, and they disallow it. But it wasn't a bad performance from Kai Havertz, by the way. The other time was when he missed in the first half. He's got to score that. Trust me, he's got to score that. I don't know how he goes down. I don't know how he misses it. I don't know how he slashes the air. He's got to score that. But with Fabio Vieira and what we saw with the third goal, he's a very intelligent player. Like Bernardo Silva 2.0. I was talking to Matthew, one of my big Arsenal fans here, and he was saying that with Fabio Vieira, you've got a player who's got the body shaping of Bernardo Silva, but the IQ of Mesut Ozil. And we've seen it today. We saw it in the Fulham game as well. He plays that ball into Eddie Nketiah. Today he played it for Gabriel Jesus. He plays it first time, and that allows Gabriel Jesus to do things. One, it allows Gabriel Jesus to run past two players. So therefore, Fabio Vieira takes two players out of the game for Gabriel Jesus. But also, it allows him to stay onside. Because if he takes a touch, two things happen. Gabriel Jesus then strides into an offside position. That is number one. And then number two, if he takes a touch, Gabriel Jesus would then slow down his run. But because he doesn't take a touch, because he just plays it into space, it allows Gabriel Jesus to run onto it, and with all the power, with all the speed he's coming with, he takes two players out of the game. And brilliant from Gabriel Jesus, because he sits down Diego Dalot. I don't know what's going to happen on social media with Diego Dalot. I'm not going to be part of it, but yeah, that was a good one to end the game. And the finish is as calm and cool as you like. So these are the performances I personally want to see. I really want to see Arsenal play like this. It is not complicated. It is very easy. This is what we are demanding from Mikel. Don't make it complicated. Don't make it hard. Just make it easy. Like Jesus up top. Credit to Eddie Nketiah. I thought Eddie really was influential in our game today. But when you play Gabriel Jesus or Eddie Nketiah up top, and you play Fabio Vieira, and you play Odegaard, and you play Martinelli and Saka, it is easy. It is as easy as that. And teams will find it difficult to deal with us, because this is a system these boys actually know very well, right? So is he going to play the same system all season? I don't know. Is it a good system? Absolutely. Purely, absolutely. Arsenal, 4 games now, 3 wins and 1 draw. We are not breathing down the neck of Manchester City. Like, those guys are running away with it. But we certainly have got the quality in us to challenge City again. I'm going to say this on the show, and it's going to be a negative, right? And it's from what I've seen. I don't think Arsenal will challenge for the title this campaign. I think we are going to be much more like last campaign or even worse. I think we might have that kind of little struggle here and there, and Manchester City or any other club or Liverpool will actually run away with it. But we will be happy, and I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal go as far as we can in the UCL, because this kind of football beats so many teams in the Champions League. I'm not saying we will win it. I'm saying quarterfinals or even semi-finals, right? So that is it from me. I'm not going to talk about Man United. We'll talk about the Manchester United game on the 90 More podcast. So make sure you subscribe to that. I sign out.